Hey guys, how's it going? It has been a very long time since I've last streamed. Like literally all my notifications say 4 years ago, so it's definitely been a while. As you can see, I've got Unity. I've got just an empty build, and my plan right now is a quick game that I named it Final Minute. Basically, the whole gist of it is the game is a minute long. You have a minute. So you press start, it does a quick countdown, and then you have a minute of gameplay. So it's just a constant rotation of starting over, starting over, starting over, starting over. So first, I'm going to make some folders, such as my scripts folder. In there, we're going to have managers, we're going to have controllers, we're going to have interfaces, we're going to have script game object scripts. The first script that you really should have in general is the game manager. For a little while I was calling it the persistent data manager because like that made sense to me, but then I'm like, everything else calls it the game manager, so why change that? Why go against that? How's it going? That's a name I haven't seen in a while. Make this public static game manager instance. Get the awake method in there. And I am just going to say GitHub Copilot, always amazing. Always a great time. Except for when it's not. Alright, I don't really have anything that I need in my game manager yet, but it's always a good just having it, already centered. What am I doing? And I don't know why I'm trying to do it that way. Just drag it on. There we go. I don't know why I was trying to do it the search route. I really don't need to. Okay. Let's do UI. We need canvas. We're just gonna make this 2D top down because why not? This will be the game. I'm gonna add. All right. They changed this menu slightly, and I'm still getting used to it. I'll just go with an image for right now for the player prefab. I tried 6.3. This is 6.0. I tried 6.3 yesterday or 2 days ago. Oh my god, it's scuff. It's so bad. Like there's so many issues. Because the problem is Unreal Engine has their blueprint system. Game Maker has their code block system. Unity tried doing that and they put it in 6.3. The problem is everything connected to it is just awful. So, it'll get there. It'll get there. But for right now, it's not great. So I'm just sticking with the code. I'm just sticking with 6.0 for right now until they get a little better on everything. So for right now, I'm just sticking with this and calling it a day. Let's see, we need a player controller. Actually, you know what? Let's separate this. Let's do player movement or player controls. But then controls and controller are going to be the same Okay, this one will be the player controller. And then out here, I'm going to have a separate one that is player controls. See, that was how similar it is. I tried to type the wrong one. So the only downside of Unity is I have to like wait for it to load so that I can open the script. Sometimes you can like double press enter when you're naming it and it'll open it that way, but sometimes it just doesn't. Alright, player controls. Let's just get key code. We don't really need jump. We need up. And I like to do it that way. Down, left and right. Oh, come on. There we go. W, S. And then we want, yes, but I'm going to move those to separate methods. So there. Public void set up key. Thank you. So the nice thing is, like, I know what I'm trying to type. I typed it, and then it just said, here you go. Private void move up. Perfect. And then it'll figure out the rest. All right. Now we want to update, because now we want those if. Perfect. That way, and the reason for this is now if I want to change those controls, easy. If I want to add a settings menu for you to customize your controls, easy. It's all right there. It's already ready, and it's in its own thing. So the game finds the player, it grabs the player controls, and it calls that method. That's it. Cool. So now we add those on here and see if it works immediately. Player controls and player controller. And that way there's not as much like headroom and everything. It's not taking up as much resources to look up the player controller. It only has to look up the player controls. So firstly, let's see, what does this do? I can see that it's technically working. However, that's going forward and back instead of up and down. So, I'm going to switch this to up, down. You never really know until you test it whether Unity 2D is going to act more like 3D or less, unless you just remember from the last time that you tested it. So like the next 2D game, I'm going to be like, yeah, no, it needs to be up and down, not forward and backward. Okay, so this technically works. It does, in fact, move. However, now let's get float speed, times speed. Oops. Come on. I could have done tab to complete there, but oh well. Now let's do this as, how do I want to do this? let's do this as serialized field. And the reason for that is because then I can also add a range, and I can do, say, 5 is very obviously too low. So let's go double that as minimum. And let's go 10 times that for maximum. Sure. Make that 10 by default. And the reason I make it the serialized field, right, is because then I can run it and I can test it and find the right number. So like that, still way too slow. But now I can come down here and go like, okay, what about like 23-ish? Still fairly slow. What about 35? Okay, we're getting there. 50 still might be way too slow. Okay, now I can go in here, switch that. Oh, we got an ad break already. That was fast. What do I have my ad break set to? One sec. Let me snooze that. Let me check what my ad breaks are set to, because like I might have it set to too much ads. Don't want to view tutorial. I just want to know how many minutes of video ads do you want to run per hour. Let's go low for right now, because I don't need it to run ads constantly. There we go. Okay, that should help. Okay, so let's just times that all by 10, because 50 was still very clearly too low. So just times it by 10 and see what the numbers look like then. Why are you trying to do that? There we go. Okay, 100 is feeling a little better. Oh, this feels way better. Okay. And so this is going to be more or less like a bullet hell. I mean, think somewhere in the realm of like Space Invaders. I mean, not Space Invaders, Asteroids. But just with bullets constantly. Okay. So now, what I want is I need a text. It's going to ask me to import all the essentials. I'm going to do the examples and extras as well, because why the heck not? Excuse you. Okay. All right. There we go. And then game timer. So the fun part about this is I want it to be up here. Around there. So let's go 100. Center text, make it black, auto size, let's make it bold. Let's go 75 by 300. Yes, there we go. Okay. A Healy being in Twitch chat in 2026? Wild. Again, names that I have. Dude, you're still moderator. I didn't even realize that. I honestly, I don't even remember who I have set as moderator. It's been so long. Right? But yeah, no, I've been wanting to do something, because Yeah, I just need something. Once done anybody. Right, yeah, no, I don't think I have ever. I don't think I have. If if they keep moderator history, I don't think there would be a single line that has your name on it, other than Maverick Spore has added a Healy as moderator. Let's see. We want. You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna do a timer controller, and I'm just gonna have this be the base for any timer that I have in here, pretty much exactly. Um. Ooh, wait. I need enums folder. That way I can make timer styles. And then this is literally just going to be public enum timer styles. And then we want we want second, millisecond, and we want second. It was very confused by that. Okay, so those are really the only timer styles I should need in here. So that should be fine. We want a serialized field timer style. We want an update. Actually, wait. We want serialized field timer duration. Perfect. Thank you. I love GitHub Copilot so much. It's so helpful. Okay, so luckily it probably already knows what I want, but all we need is and float current time. The only problem is it doesn't. I like for global variables like this, I like them being capital from the beginning, and then for internal variables, I haven't used any yet because this is still fairly new. I do camel case for internal. Public void start timer. Oh, whoops, I did current time. Wow. Okay, there we go. Awesome. Perfect. That is, yeah, perfect. Now, private void update timer text, and up here I need a serialized field with a TMP text, timer text, and then switch on what enum the timer style is. Thank you. Break case timer style second break, and default shouldn't be needed, but the reason that I'm leaving it also, thank you. The reason that I'm leaving default in there, right? The reason you should always have default in there is because it shouldn't be outside of this. Shouldn't. So, this is just going to be a log, debug log. What's it called? I literally typed one yesterday, or I don't know, 3 days ago. One sec. This one should have plenty in it, especially in something like that. No, just Notepad. Just, oh wait, it's debug.log, isn't it? That's why. I was like, I know that it's debug log. It's debug.log. And then there's various different, you can do log error, log warning. Okay. So now we need to convert to seconds and milliseconds, right? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Man, why is there already an ad break? What? Oh my god. I haven't even been live that long. Like, how is it already an ad break? What the heck? So many ads. Alright. Anyways. Perfect. Thank you. This is one that I hate remembering how to do. I just figuring out format is always annoying because you have to figure out how to do the squiggly brackets like that. It's just annoying. It really is. So I need. Alright, so I need that. There we go. There we go. Now I just do this. I take away that part. Take away that part. There we go. Okay. And update timer text. Perfect. Now let's just do in game manager. Do serialize field timer controller. Let's go with game timer, and then we're gonna duplicate that. We're gonna make what do I want to name this? Oh, warning timer. No, even So the problem with naming this one, so it's so you press start and it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then the game starts. And then you have the game timer. I'll just call it like intro timer. I don't know. That'll work. For right now, for right now, temporary for testing. Perfect. Nope, not intro timer. Game timer. And I do want to switch those lines. For reasons. I want intro timer first. Alright, you get game timer. You need a timer controller on you. Might help. Okay. Now you get that. Awesome. So that should just start immediately. Should. I'm thinking just 2 digits. I think the third digit is just, it's not needed. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh yeah, I also didn't save that. What was it, 500? If it's not 500, then I can test it while it's running, because serialized field. Oh, right. I also have to... Alright. I'll fix this. No. I just wanted move. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Yes. Awesome. Now, I just want move y minus equals. That's already got speed and time. So 1 move y plus equals 1 move x minus equals 1 and move right. There we go. Perfect. Yes. That probably important to add that. I was afraid that was going to happen. I knew X was right. I'm going to press W. You can see the issue. I had a feeling that was going to be wrong, but also you never know. Because I always forget why, yeah. I always forget positive Y is up. Okay. Now, you'll notice that the diagonals are not, 1.5 times speed or whatever, because it's all normalized. Okay. Let's see, what do we need next? Next, let's make a menu. Let's actually go. Thanks. Okay. Eventually we'll get the correct one, but these are all also really good ones to have. There we go. Alright. And I am definitely not an artist. Gotta hop out again, something about needing food and dinner, but have fun, have a good meal. I am definitely gonna have to figure out lunch at some point. But I got plenty of options. I'll probably just end up making a couple hot dogs for lunch. I got hot dogs and hot dog buns and various condiments. So I'll probably do that. I also have eggs. I could make eggs. I don't know yet. Let's do this one as the main menu. Awesome. I need a button. Button. Who's got the button? So this size is the default. I don't know why. I like switching the size. It's just something about it feels a little too small. So I always just go up to 250. And then I update the size. Auto size. Center. Awesome. Let's make it bold. Why not? And then I can, talk to an artist or a designer or somebody to help me make it look all better. But for right now, I'm going for function. I just want to slam out a functional game, whether it's visibly appealing or not. Visually appealing or not is irrelevant. I just want it to work. Okay, so I want controller. I want main menu controller. Wait. No, that's not what I wanted. Thank you. What I wanted was, come on, manager, button manager. Yeah. That way Now I can do the public static button manager instance. I can do awake. Why do you just let me do my normal, the same thing I always do? I don't know why it was trying to do something different. Okay. Public on start button pressed. Should I have a timer manager? Should I have a timer manager? It would separate it from the game manager. But also it's going to be connected to the game manager anyways. I'll make a separate timer manager. That was a lot. Some of that I don't need. Okay. So this will then get these. Public start intro timer. Public start game timer. Okay. And you always want no, does not equal null. Man, tab complete, can you not? There you go. Okay. Yeah. That way we can just have that as a separate thing, and I know that a lot of things are going to be needed to connect to that and that to connect to, but at least then I have a solid place to have all that. It's funny when the bot finally catches up. It's like, oh hey, here's YouTube, and then finally it's like, oh hey, here's Twitch. Okay, so as always, we need create empty timer manager. What was the other one that I literally just made? The button manager. Create empty button manager. That's button manager. There we go. Button manager. Timer manager. Game timer. Awesome. If timer manager, yes, awesome, perfect, thank you. It knew exactly what I wanted immediately. Okay, I need... Where is this link? Okay. So, firstly, I want this up. I really could have sworn that that has worked in the past, but okay. Apparently not. Anyone or one? Okay, it has to be one. Sorry, I got distracted. What was I doing? I need to make the timer. Where do I want the timer? Where do I want that timer to be? So you press start game. That makes this go away. So I'm gonna want a main menu manager as well, because that'll be the easiest way to keep it separate. Because again, I'm trying to keep everything separated and delegated to its own thing. I'll just do hide. Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. So button manager. Awesome. So now I need this button to go button manager, on start button pressed, Unity Coder subscription. I forgot I was live on YouTube as well for a moment. But also Unity Coder, thank you for subscribing on YouTube for 11 minutes ago. I totally noticed that. Totally not like I'm not noticing YouTube stuff. That would be ridiculous. That would be absurd. I also need to completely reset up my Stream Element stuff because it is all set to specifically Twitch. I need to set it to both. But that requires me to go through and learn the new Stream Element stuff because I only have the old Stream Element stuff. So, yeah. It's going to be an interesting time relearning Stream Elements basically. Okay. So that should start the intro timer, which means I probably want it on the game canvas. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to call this the intro timer. It'll get this one. Seconds, 5. Okay. But this one, instead of being up here, we want this to be just like dead center. And let's just go like 200 by 200. Because again, it's just going to be 5 seconds. Let's actually make yeah. Let's make a separate canvas for the intro timer. That way I can make... Actually, yeah, if I do that, then I might as well just separate it. If I'm gonna make another canvas, I might as well just separate it. That way I don't have to make another canvas, you know? Like, there's no... At that point, I'm just doing extra work for no reason. So this one, let's just go like 10. Intro timer, let's go 5. That way I have those in between numbers if I want them, and worst case scenario is it doesn't matter. So let's actually start. Oh, right, I minimized the... Yeah, so that'll... Alright. I'm like, how large can it be? Alright, so this one should still be there. I could do this as an IEnumerator. And the reason I could do it as an IEnumerator, because you press start, that happens, the IEnumerator starts. When it ends, it then goes back. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember how I set all that up. Excuse you. How did I set that up in... No, not that one. Nope, not that one. How did I set that up in here? Just gotta look back. Okay, he'll just open over here. Cool. Nope. Wait. Yeah, because this is what I want. System.action bool. I knew it was callback, but it's called callback. Okay, system action bool. Actually, could just do that. That being said, I do still want that stuff. There we go. No? What can I... Actually, you know what? Yeah. If any of these are a problem, just skip it. Okay. So then I go back to the timer manager. And this is where now I want something more like this, where I start the coroutine and I check for that. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. That is all I need right now. That actually is legitimately all I need right now. So, because I can change that after. It's like, the question isn't can I do it? The question is, can I remember how to do it? Okay. Start this and see what I currently have actually running. Right. I didn't make this stuff. No, I did. I didn't add it to the... Excuse you. There we go. The only thing is I also need to hide easy. If I can type canvas and parent canvas. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. Public void hide. Perfect. Yes. Now I go over here. I go when it is over. Intro timer dot hide. Yes. And when you start the intro timer, Wait. When you start the intro timer, on here actually, so if it is not active, then show. Perfect. That should be good. I'm gonna adjust myself because I've been sitting still for too long. Oh. Okay. There we go. I've been sitting in that exact position for too long. Let's see. I mean, realistically, yeah, that should be. And then, yeah, when. For right now, we'll do that. Now we just have to go in and make sure, like that doesn't have an intro timer. Cool. Now it does. The intro timer needs its parent canvas. Gamer timer needs its parent canvas. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Did I not set up intro timer duration? Okay, so they're hidden as they should be, but now it should show. Interesting. Why didn't it? Start timer. Timer text is null. Things are broken. If time duration is less than 0. Oh, wait. Actually, in which case, I just don't want that one at all. Yeah. In which case, I simply don't want that one. Okay, why are you still not making this active? Hide the menu. Start the intro timer. Start the intro timer. If it's not null, cool. Start timer. Start timer. I wonder if it's something wrong with this one. Let's just do active self. I think that might have been what it was. Because I'm not used to... I thought maybe they had just changed something. I usually use active self, but I thought like maybe they just added that. You know, maybe they just changed the name or something. And that's why it automatically... Or maybe that was actually a better option that I usually don't use. But... No, still... Why? Oh, wait. Because it's active, but the canvas isn't. Okay. But in that case, I want if parent canvas does not equal null and it's not active. Actually, if it is null or, I can do or. Wait. No, that would be. Because I don't want to do the check every 5 seconds. Let's see. Let's just do this. There we go. Now it's a separate check. But that also means that for show, I don't need it. But then, actually, if I move hide to here, then I also don't need that check. And while that is technically less safe, it's also less checks. Helps if I press run. Why? Actually, though, why is it not activating it? Button manager. On start button pressed. Hides the main menu. Cool. Starts the intro timer. The intro timer, if it's not null, which it shouldn't be, and this is in timer manager, intro timer, so it's not null. Awesome. Then it starts the coroutine of start timer. If let's do that one. Because I think that might have been. Why are you not activating? Actually, though, like, why are you not? What? Yeah, no, because you just do enabled. For a canvas, you just do enabled. Do I just need to do it as a game object instead? And call it a day? I wonder if there's something going on with the canvas situation. Yeah. I wonder if there's just something with the canvas and you just have to do it as a game object instead. Which is kind of annoying. But you know, if that's just how it's gonna be, then that's just how it's gonna be. Sometimes it's all, yeah. See, I just needed to do that. That's all. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is for this one. Oh. All right. Oops. I did that wrong. I did that wrong. This was supposed to be seconds down. Seal. It's that moment of like, I knew what I meant. I knew what I meant. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to do what I meant to do. There we go. That way you get a full second at 1. But then this one is still the correct thing, because this one you should still have a full second at 0. I just hear the ice cream man driving by. Hopefully I don't get demonetized because of the ice cream man. Okay, so right now, we should have a gameplay loop. Well, sort of. I need to set it to go back to the menu. The only downside is I have to test this every time. Awesome. Perfect. Now what I do is, for this one, we're going to go back to here. Perfect. It was listening to me or something, because it knew. Let's, for the sake of sanity and testing, for the sake of sanity through testing, just less time. All right. So 5-second countdown, and then bam, you're in the game. Awesome. You've got, it'll be 60 seconds, but right now we're doing 10 seconds for easier testing. And then bam. Technically a game loop. We technically have a game loop within an hour. So that is a start. Okay. That being said, is it a fun game loop? No. Is it a game loop? Technically, yes. You have the start of the game, you have the end of the game, and you have a way to start again. That is, at bare minimum, technically a game loop. And you have something to do. You have movement. You have a player that can move. Now what we need is enemies. So, I want enemy manager. I didn't want you to press enter there. I wanted you to press enter here. I want spawner controller. Sorry, enemy spawner controller. I want enemy controller. Awesome. Awesome. Now we want a... Ooh, no. I learned a better way to do this. So we do instead of adding a list to the manager, you go to script game objects, you make one that is enemy list detail or SGO. Okay. So now what this gets, so this will get the list. So it'll be a serialized field list of it will be enemy spawner. Let's just, for now, I don't need it to be a scriptable game object. It's going to be, yeah. Why do you always try to do framework instead of collections generic? It always tries to do that, and I don't know why, and it's really annoying. Okay, so that'll work. That way I have a list of spawners. Cool. Enemies, however, enemies can actually be just a list. See, it did it again. It does framework instead. And I don't know why. Like, I want it to be generic. I want it to be collections generic every time. But for some reason, it thinks that it needs to be something else. Awesome. And so here we can do serialized field enemy list SGO enemy list. And the reason we do that is now I don't have to go to the enemy manager every single time that I want to change that. Instead, what I can do is go into my assets folder. Oh, right. One sec. Let me lock that. Let's lock that on controllers. And then do this one. Assets folder folder, SGO, lock that, create enemy list, enemy list, or enemy spawners main. That was supposed, I misnamed it, but too late now. Too late now. Okay. Man, already an ad break somehow. Oh my god. Too many ad breaks. I don't know how bad YouTube is about it, but Twitch does ad breaks a lot. Like I have it set to minimum. But it's still going to do it every hour. It's just only going to give you like 30 seconds. Okay, so we need to make an enemy manager. Create an empty enemy manager. Enemy manager. That list. And see, now I don't have to touch the enemy manager again. I just have to change this instead. And that makes it a lot easier to deal with. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize my chat was emote only. Emotes only. Why was it emotes only? I actually don't know why it was emotes only. I must have set that at some point by accident. And it was probably multiple years ago. Or I set it on purpose multiple years ago. Maybe I forgot to turn it on. Yeah, exactly. Like, probably multiple years ago, I just completely forgot. Don't know. Alright. So now we want enemy prefab, and we're just gonna pull this out here for now. Actually, no, we do want it in the game canvas, but we want enemy parent. And the reason we want this enemy parent is because now what I can do is I can go into enemy manager and say, hey, you have that. And then set its parent. Awesome. Actually, no. I don't need that. I need... It'll be when I spawn... So I can do it multiple different ways, but I'm just going to do the basic way because I really don't need... This game, I don't really need to make it super complicated. So I'm just going to do it the simple way. Game object enemy prefab. For right now, we're just going to have one enemy prefab. I can change that later. Oh, right. This is supposed to be public. And then Enemy controller. Yeah, because I literally haven't done anything with it yet. Cool. Okay. And you need an enemy control. Excuse you. There you go. You need an enemy controller. So how do I want to do this? Step number 1 is I actually need to limit the player yeah, that I'm gonna slightly change this. All right. So if transform position is less than or equal to 0, I'll let the player be on the edge of the screen, just not past it, if that makes sense. Like, so you can get into the corner. Well, actually, that'll make things faster. Oh, geez. I'm actually... wait. This needs to move to here. And the reason that matters is because these are controls. This is the controls screen. And so it needs to be separate. Perfect. Public float. Yep. Let's actually just do get width. I don't need it to be get sprite width. There we go. That's an interesting way to do it. So the other way to do it is just that. I don't know why it was doing the other way. All right. So I've got two options. I can either make the variables anyways, or be doing that math every single time. But I really... See, this is why I usually just put the controls and the controller as one thing, is because things like this are just... I mean, they're connected. This'll... Yeah, because this is not going to be... Actually, I prefer using the try-get component just because the code is a lot cleaner for me. So if x is less than or equal to the width, then just don't do that. If it's greater than equal to screen width minus width, that way you get to it instead of halfway past it. If y is less than height, if it's greater than screen height minus height, I want to say that'll work. I think. Let's find out. Oh, should I? Wait. I should normalize it after. Yeah, I should be normalizing it after. And the reason I should be normalizing it after is because this changes how it's going to be done. And the reason that matters is because then you end up against a wall going slow when you could just be against that wall going normal speed. And while most people probably wouldn't even notice that that's what's happening in a game that's built around 60 seconds, that's a very important detail. So now let's find out if this works. I'm guessing it won't. I'm guessing I might actually have to do the... Oh, wait. Okay. That... Oh, because it's not a sprite renderer. It's image. It's player controller. Image. I can't type. Alright. There we go. I always do that to myself because it's an image which has a sprite in it, as opposed to a sprite renderer. Interesting. Because, yeah. Sure. Well, let's just try that. Let's see what happens if I just do that. I also need to instead of on controls, instead of doing it in start, I need to do wow. Oh wait, I forgot I'm doing it that way. Never mind. We good. I forgot that I did end up just doing it this way. Yeah, because this is where, okay. Now let's see what happens. Okay. Wait. The times... No. I'm going to do this, but this should be wrong. That right there should be wrong. Emphasis on should. Yeah. Okay, let's... just make sure that that is sending out proper information. Wait, what? I'm overcomplicating this. I really am. Because I know what size it is. And there's a much easier way to get it. I don't need to get it from the sprite. Because the sprite is going to get squished and stretched anyway. Yeah, see, it's 0.16. But it's size 100 by 100. Because I need to use the rect transform. I don't know why I'm trying to overcomplicate this. Hey, look. Much easier. I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm trying to overcomplicate things for myself. I really don't. But, you know, I just sometimes just do. Sometimes you just do. Hey, look, now it works. Now the real question is, do these work? Oh. Yo, first try. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. So now we start spawning in enemies of some kind. So we want in here, we want prefabs, enemy prefab, and then that can get deleted. Enemy parent, enemy prefab. Awesome. See, so enemy manager, we want float spawns per second, and then public void set spawns per second. Float. We'll do current time float max time. Whoops. Max time. Honestly, I think right now for testing, I just want to do spawns per second is max time over current time. That way, the less time there is, the more they spawn. Yes. That. Yes. Always avoid dividing by 0. Because that is what we call a bad time. Quite literally, actually. Okay. Then in timer manager, no, in timer controller. Oh. You know what? Why not? You know what? Yeah, we could just do it that way. We could. There. That way it's just done. We don't have to worry about it. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Wait. I forgot I made these separate. So I should probably not have this all in here. Great coding. That way I can still fix that later. It'll be fine. Actually, not for each one. What I want to do instead is get a random spawner from the list. And that is the actually, yeah, that's... Thank you. Thank you, GitHub Copilot. There we go. So spawns per second, float, yeah, spawn timer. And then we just want update. We want oh wait. There we go. So now the problem is I need spawners. Let's do that. Let's get that on there. And then let's make that a prefab so that I can just put it on here. And I'm going to show the canvas and hide the menu canvas. That way I can see what I'm doing. And let's actually temporarily question is, should I have these spawners on the screen or off the screen? If I have them off the screen, if I have the spawners off the screen, then the enemies will have to come onto the screen from whatever direction. Ooh, actually, I think what this is going to turn into is the game where you have the little square that you have to move around in to dodge the shapes coming at you. I think this is going to turn into something similar to that. I think that's more or less what this is going to become, is something like that, but you have the whole screen. Yeah. I think that's more. What is my hair doing? What the heck? I think that's more or less what this is going to turn into. Okay. So in which case, yeah, I want the spawners to be outside of the screen. Whoops. So I just want like various spawners, right? This one will be Why are you still that when I said top left? Huh? That's not how you're supposed to work, but okay. Because it's what? What happens if I, instead of doing this, what happens if I do this as a canvas? Okay, that's what I wanted. Sometimes it's just weird. Sometimes it is simply weird. Let's go. I just want to have a lot of spawning options. And I figured this is an easy way to do it. That being said, wait, because this is going to be, it'll be 1970. So this is actually going to throw these things off. One sec. $1920 would be $960 in the middle. Yeah. So that would be 480. No, it would be 455. Yeah, because I have to include that 50 for the corner one. Math. The other option is I just make all of them, but that's, well, in which case it would be easier for me to just spawn it in via code. But also, that was the whole point of me doing the scriptable game object. And also, that should be enemy spawner list. Yeah, I know. And now I gotta change that in here. So there's a couple ways that I could do it. For right now, I'll do what I was doing, but I'm definitely gonna do, wait. Oh, it was positive 50. But I'm gonna do less. I'm just gonna do the four corner. I'm just gonna do the 8, the four corners and the 4 directions. Also, yeah, I don't know why I didn't just do it this way first. Bottom left, negative 50. Bottom middle, negative 50. Bottom right, negative 50. And then I just need these two, which is left middle and right middle. There we go. So that'll be, for right now, we'll just do that. Simply because that's easier for me to deal with. Why? Because none of them have the... No, they all have the spawner controller. What did I do? Enemy spawner controller. Enemy spawners. Yeah. But what? But you have the enemy spawner controller. How was I doing? One sec. Let me figure out how I was doing it in here. Or no, not that one. What was I doing different? No, not even that one. Oh, right, because I wasn't doing it in that one yet. Oh, I don't have that one on this computer. Oh, because this is an old One sec. one moment, I am waiting for this to sync so that I can get the newer version so that I can actually see the changes that I made. And I want to be on this version. Okay, is this... No, not that one. Where did I... Oh, wait, this one. Right, so that was just this. Right, because that wasn't... Because it was a different... Okay. I'm using it wrong as part of the problem. I definitely need to change that. That is definitely not the right way to do that. But it should hopefully fix my problem. Oh, come on. Okay. Still no? Why are you... Okay. There's a lot of architecture that you have to do for script game objects to work properly. I'm just gonna be lazy. Because I can always go back and change this. For right now, what I want is for it to work. I don't need it to be perfect. I need it to work. Again, this is not the right way to do this. Or actually, there we go. That's what I wanted. Again, not the right way to do it. This would be more so the right way to do it. But I don't want to sit here and take another hour to focus on that when I just want to get something made. I just want something that works. Because, yeah. And then I can always, like I said, I can always go back and change this later. So now what I can do is toss those in there. And it works. So what I'm going to do for right now, for just easy enemy controller, get direction to player. I'm gonna do tag instead because tag is faster. Because that is built into Unity, and that way I can just come in here. I need to put that down there too. Once it loads, put that down there too. Tag player. There we go. That way it's just. That way I can just search by tag because that is the easiest way to do that. Perfect. And then the reason why I'm just going to do that is because then if I need to do other things, then I can. But for right now, I can just do exactly that. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. And then I can go into the enemy prefab real quick. Oh, it's still locked. Let's just set this to red. That way it's just very clear, like, player, enemy. Cool. And I'll also set this to this, because I like the rounded edges. Yeah, I think that technically is all I need. Right now, obviously, the enemies don't hit you, but they will try, sort of. They'll go through you, like a ghost. Oh, wait, I'm not actually calling... Not actually calling the set spawns per second. Am I? So that would be... Oh, wait. No, or am I? Yeah, I am. Okay. So now let's play this for a moment and see what's happening. So right here, nothing. There we go. Should work. Wait, what? Oh. I set the variable, but as the warning implied, it is correct. I am, in fact, not actually using it. There we go. Okay, so nothing should be spawning. Problem is here things are going to start spawning, and I don't want them to spawn. Oh. There we go. No, actually, I want to do that. I want to do that here. Come on. For right now, that's the easiest way to do that. Oh, wait. I forgot that I'm doing it here. I forgot that I'm just straight up calling this method. Whoops. Yeah, position, transform position. So it should be spawning where the spawner is. So why is it? Why is it spawning at 0? It should be going in here and spawning at the spawner controllers Yeah, because that's just going to do that anyways. Why is it spotting at 0? I'm also going to do this. That way I can set intro timer to false on that, because it doesn't actually need to be doing that. Okay. So now let's see what's going on. So yeah, no spawning here, which is good. At position. Awesome. So why? Wait. Make it to where I can see. No. Why am I not able to see those? Enemy prefab of that size. Let's set it to white and see if maybe there's something wrong with having it as red. Well, I mean, that shouldn't be the case. Yeah, no. The movement is at least somewhat correct. But the fact that I don't see it is a problem. Why am I not seeing it? Is this just another case of this just needs to be a canvas? Like, if so, that's kind of annoying. Also, apparently it's almost ad time already. Again. Jeez. Enemy parent. Let's just also make this a canvas, I guess. Enemy parent. I'm going to be upset if that was the answer. Oh, whoops. Have I... One sec. Let me just copy component. Paste component values. I need to do that on any canvas that I have. Paste component values. Component values. Component values. Okay. That's better. What? I mean, first of all, that's what I thought. It didn't need to be that. Second of all, why is it still a problem? Wait. Wait, no. That's fine. That's correct. Why is this one not correct? Well, that could be part of it. Okay, I'm just gonna do parent canvas. That way we have a parent canvas that is everything. And then that can get the other ones on it. That way I can see what the heck is going on here. How? Wait. Yeah, they're supposed to all be... What is going on with my canvases? Actually, though, like, what is going on with my canvases? I'm so confused. I don't know what was going on. How's it going, Mikkel? My canvases were broken, and I don't know why. Like, I had one canvas that was working properly, and all the other canvases were just being weird. Because that is now no longer you know what? It doesn't need it. It does not need don't destroy unload because there's only one screen anyways. There's literally only one screen. My thought was like, I can just I can put this together real fast and I might as well stream it. And now I'm like, wait, why are things broken? Because things don't want to work. Why can't I see you? So this is fine, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to see the player, right? So I know that it's fine because I can see the player. Out of curiosity, let's just make it the game canvas and see if it's just not happy with that. Like, we'll see. That's what I thought. Why can I not see them? What is the difference between these? between this and this. You are not. There is literally no difference. And these are the same. Wait. That shouldn't be the problem. Emphasis on shouldn't. Still can't see them. Why? Because you can't. Why can't I see the enemy? But. What? No, but actually though, why can't I see it? Why is it just not showing? Thank you for following, Mikkel. Now tell me why this is not working. Like, actually though, like, I can't even see it in the prefab editor. That's... What? Okay, what I'm going to do is the enemy prefab gets a fresh start. I need... In the game canvas, I need an image. Cool. Awesome. Enemy prefab. Awesome. You get the enemy controller. Awesome. I'll even give you that image because that's the same image that the player is using. Cool. Now I'm going to turn you red. I'm going to turn you a red that doesn't kill the eyes. Cool. Now I make you a prefab and I delete you. And I go to enemy manager and I add you here. Cool. Can I see? I can see it. I can see it now. Now it should work. I don't know why it wasn't working, but now it should work. This is why rule number 1 of IT is have you tried turning it off and back on again. What do you mean object oh. No? Wait. Object 0 of what? One moment. Sometimes Unity goes, oh, let's check the intermediary file. This object no longer exists. Let's try accessing it. And you just have to close and reopen Unity. It's still less of a problem than most of Unreal Engine. But it is still a problem. That's not correct, but it's more correct than it was. Okay. So 2 things. 1, Let's speed up the enemies. Let's do 250. So 5 times that speed. All right. Secondly, I'm going to have to figure out why it's going the wrong direction. Because I did... Right, this has the tag. It's not tagged. That would be why it was going the wrong direction. It was going to 0, 0. All right. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, it knows where it's going. Yeah. Is it because I'm... that it shouldn't be that. It should automatically just figure that out. Should. Why are you still going to 0 and not tag player? Just in case I ever need that. Wow, I just typed so many keys that were not the right key. I actually just want to do just do that. Okay. Yeah, so that should find that object. So why is it not? And the normalize is to keep it to where diagonals are the same speed as non-diagonals. So that shouldn't be the problem. Debug mode. Did I change that detail while it was locked in the... Oh my god. I know what I did. So, at some point I had this locked. I clicked on the player prefab. I changed it to player. And then nobody was the wiser. That is 100% what happened. So it was going toward the player, as far as it thought. Oh my god, it's working. And so now you just have to dodge. Okay. Now, I need to stop them spawning once that's done. So when game timer is done, show the main menu. When the main menu shows, if enemy manager dot instance reset enemies. Thank you. Firstly, do spawn equals false. Secondly, let's do to array. That way it doesn't have issues. There we go. Awesome. So now it should work. Also, I want to check and make sure that they're getting deleted. So I need to watch this side to make sure they're getting deleted when they're like out. That wasn't enough time to know, but that worked. So we're good there. However, what I can do is I can add a new enemy parent back in. We back. We can have that again. That way it makes my hierarchy a little cleaner. Alright, so I need to finally go back to this, set this back to 60. That way I can see what's, if they're getting deleted once they get out here. Yes, they are. Beautiful. All right, yeah, the first 15 seconds, not too bad. I got into a really tight spot there for a moment. I know there's no like damage or anything, but still fun to see like how difficult is it currently, The biggest thing is it's going to very much ramp up at the end. And I think I want it to just had a shotgun blast right here. Oh my god. Yeah, the last 10 second the last 10 seconds might not be possible. Oh my god. The last 10 seconds might not be possible. Oh. Um. Okay. That was interesting. That was I again I don't know if the last 10 seconds are possible. I that was definitely something. Let's actually just add enemy prefab, add tag, enemy, save, and then enemy prefab, enemy. Awesome. Now what I can do is player controller, on collision enter that. Perfect. So I do have it. Right now, it hides itself. So I'll do no, wait. Because the problem with this right now is that it's completely separate from everything. Okay. There we go. Oh, wait. There we go. Unity, please. Give. There we go. Alright, this is a really easy one to test. Interesting. So the reason that this is a problem, or the reason that it's not working, is because these, in fact, don't have colliders. Is there just square collider? Oh, box collider 2D. is trigger. Yeah, should be. Box collider 2D is trigger. Oh wait, no, because in that case, don't I want on trigger enter? Yeah, that one. I don't think I need this one. I think I need that one. There we go. Now let's see if it happens. Interesting. Why you no work? Interesting. One of them requires something, and I don't remember what. I think maybe it's just one of them needs to not be a trigger. Or is it that one of them actually needs a rigid body? I think it was that one of them needs a rigid body. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And it's going to be faster if the one has a rigid body as opposed to the dozen. Okay, let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. It's trying to have gravity, and I don't want gravity. Okay, why? Yeah, no, that's correct. There's no way they both need. The problem is I know for 3D, but 2D always works ever so slightly different. And that's why I'm like is it this? Like why? Player, enemy, Okay, so that's not a problem. I just wanted to make sure. Does this also need a rigid body? I'm pretty sure only one of them needs a rigid body. I'm pretty sure only one of them needs a rigid body. Could be wrong, obviously, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. Why? At least one object must have rigid body 2D. Yeah. Um, and have well, yeah. Simulator is enabled, right? Both must have Collider 2D components, right? And it says only one has to have the rigid body, which I was correct about. So let's take it off of the enemy. Only the player needs it. Right. Let's try. Oops. Let's try going back to is trigger. Man, you guys can't see me at all. I don't know what's with the lighting right now. This can only do so much, you know. But no. There it goes. I am confident enough that I'm taking away the debug log. That is the level of confidence. And I was wrong. Wait. What? Okay, maybe I'll add that back in. Huh? But why did it not? What? Oh my god. Alright, let's switch this back to discrete, because it really should not need anything more than discrete. It should not need continuous. Cubes. No, this is 2D. They're only squares. There we go. Now to figure out what's going on with this situation. So that'd be here. Oh, because I'm not actually hiding it. I have that in here, right? Yeah, so reset enemies is in there. Hide should hide that. Or I just do that. And then go back to here. In which case, I don't even need that, because I do early stop, and then this will just set the current time to 0, which will then end. And then I don't need that. All I have to do is early stop, and it'll come back to here. Yeah. There we go. The loop is the loop. Oh god. The first 15 seconds isn't too bad, but and then the first 25 to 30 seconds isn't too bad, but now is when it ramps up a lot. Whoops, that was, I misjudged the spacing on that. Oh, I need to reset the player to the center. Alright, we fine. We good. 30 seconds in. Oh god, I'm kind of trapped in a corner right now. I had nowhere to go. I picked the wrong place to be. What's funny is I could be looking over here and technically get a little bit extra time and notification, but I'm not. I'm just looking at the main screen. Oh god. Ugh. Oh. Okay, we good? Ooh, we good? We fine? We're fine. 35 seconds in. We're still good. Oh god. We were not, in fact, still good. Oh, jeez. So that, technically right there, that is a game. That is a game loop. I went from the basic game loop to now an actual playable game loop. Trying to think of if there's anything else that I want to add now, or if I want to call that a day. I mean, I've been live for 3 hours, so I mean that seems like a pretty good amount of time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. I have been live for 3 hours, and I have technically a playable game. It's simple, but I mean, I could definitely see people getting lost in this of just trying to get further. The only thing that I think I would add right now is like your best score on the menu screen. You know, whoops. Let's do that. Let's do that. On here we want UI text high score text, and let's duplicate that. Actually, let's make this look nice. Bold, center, auto size, up. Highest time, best time. Let's make that the whole, most of the width. Let's make that. Let's move this button down here to -250. Seems like a good one. Now we duplicate that. We best time high score text. We lower that down a little bit. 150 to 125. Nope, wait, 175. There we go. Let's actually make it a little bit smaller, and that might actually be able to go back up to 200. There we go. Okay, now we go into main menu manager. We go serialized field, TMP text, high score text. Come over here, add it to the main menu. add it to the main menu, and then public void update high score, float, no, I want this. There. And what we can do is player prefs dot set float high score. Cool. And then on awake, if has key, yep, else. Cool. Awesome. So now when this loads, that should set to 0. And I go in and I immediately hit a block. Boop. Interesting. So it helps if I actually like tell this to happen. Yeah. So in timer manager, stop game timer early. So at this point, no. At this point, so at early stop, float score equals float return final time. Awesome. There we go. You should work now. Awesome. So now what we do is, wait. No, this is backwards. I need to equals max time minus max timer duration. Timer duration minus current time. That way, instead of getting 35 seconds in and you get a score of 25, instead you get 35 seconds in and you get 35. Okay. That is what I want. And then if player prefs has key high score, then get float. If score is greater than high score, then update, else update. Yes, that seems right. That seems like it should be correct. I love how it's like this seems like a good time to get off of here. And then now I'm like, okay, but I could add this one last thing. I'm getting hungry. It's definitely ending after this. Huh? No, that's right. Yeah, I lasted. Sorry, I was seeing that as a minute, not a second. Yeah, that is correct. I lasted 1.5 seconds. Okay, now let's actually try. And I'll reset the player later. That's a not right now problem. Dang it. 21 and a half. There you go. So that seems to be working. Now, if I go in and get another 2 second time, it should not override that. Emphasis on should. Perfect. Awesome. All right. With that, I think I definitely actually need to end the stream because I need to eat some food. So, for everyone here, for everyone watching, thank you so much. You guys are all awesome. And I will be back the next time that I stream, which I definitely want to try to stream more often. I want to get back into streaming. It's been 4 years since I last streamed regularly. And even then, I don't know if I really streamed regularly back then either. But, it's been a while. So, anyways, see you guys next time. Bye.